Well, hi, everyone. I'm Carl Reuter, and welcome to the Stony Brook Sports Report. So happy to be joined by the men's basketball coach, Steve Pikiell. And, Coach, when you look at the season, boy, it was pretty much a record breaker for the Stony Brook Seawolves. Talk about it overall as it unfolded and how we are to this point now.
Well, I tell you, it was an exciting season, and I use that word a lot, and it certainly was from start to finish. We started a whole new starting lineup, 3 freshmen in it. We had a brand new gym that we played in Pritchard, which gave us great environment, great student support, great community support, and made it a hard place to play. And we started the season out on the road, and we won our league record and the school record road wins for the season, and had a ton of contributions from a lot of different people. We broke records, most Division I wins in the Division I season for us, most road wins for us, and most America East Conference wins. So it certainly was exciting, and as we head forward here to the conference tournament, we're real excited about where we are right now as a program.
You mentioned something that is pretty much an outstanding number when you look at what the guys on the team have done. You had 9 different guys lead the team in individual scoring in a game this year. A lot of times you might see the same player A, player B, player A, player B. You had A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H all the way down the road, which tells you got a lot of talent, a lot of guys you can depend on.
You know what? It was great. I mean, we had a lot of guys that took on new roles this year and came off the bench. We were very unselfish, and as a team, guys just really wanted to win basketball games, and they put aside individual stats, which is a tough thing to do in college basketball for a lot of these players. But they put all that aside. They wanted to win for Stony Brook. We had different guys help us win different games at different times of the season. We had injuries like anyone else, but we had guys step up. We went through the death. Chris Martin's father passed away, so people had to come in and take his place, and he had a great season. So we really just had one of those seasons, Carl, where everyone kind of did what they were supposed to do. Everyone accepted their new roles that they had, and everyone really worked hard to make this a great basketball season for Stony Brook.
So what you're saying is a lot of the play was unselfish, and they actually bought into the coaching staff system.
Well, they really did, and that's what I'm most proud of. We led the league in defense. We led the league in defensive field goal percentage, steals. They brought into my grit, tough, grind out games. And then they really shared the game, which was a term we used a lot this year, where you pass up a shot for another shot and give the ball to the right guy at the right time. And they accepted those roles, and they really went out and did a great job.
All right, speaking of shots, let's talk about the freshman Brian Dewar. Most threes by a Frosh. Unbelievable shooting touch, doesn't he?
You know what? He can really shoot the ball. He brought us a new dimension. We were 9th in the league last year in three-point shooting, and we became 3rd best three-point shooting team. And we only added a couple new guys, so he did a great job. He also was our point guard all year, and we improved. We were 8th in assist-to-turnover ratio. We moved up to 2nd there because he took good care of the basketball. And he scored the most points of any freshman in Division I history here. So he brought a lot to our program. Real proud of him, a great student too, a great kid, and logged a ton of minutes. I couldn't take him out of some games.
You look at points when they're being scored, and we talked about all the different guys that can score for you in different ways. And scoring is always the showtime. But you really won this year by playing some solid and gritty, to use your word, gritty defense, didn't you?
We really did. And every game we brought that, and I was real proud of our guys. That's why we won the most away games in league and out of league that we have since we've been here. They bought into the defense, and not only that, we had Tommy Breton, who was rebounded too, and that goes part of the defensive category. So we were helped by a lot of guys. Marcus Cox played a lot of minutes. I think he's the best defender in the league. Did a great job of shutting down the best player on the other team. And, it's a stat that we were rewarded for. Good defense means wins.
You mentioned Tommy Brenton, and everybody talked about him. He's only a freshman. You said everybody in the league talks about this guy. I mean, they're jealous of the fact that you have the guy that finished 2nd in the conference in rebounds, just under 9 a game, 2nd nationally among freshmen in rebounds per game, and led the America East in rebounds per game during conference play, just under 10. This guy crashes the glass, doesn't he?
I tell you, he's got a knack for rebounding, and from day one, his first game of his freshman year, he tied the school record. So he got off to a great start. He continued through the season. In conference play, he's the leading rebounder in the whole conference. And overall, he's 2nd in our league to Marquise Blakely, who was the player of the year in the conference last year up at Vermont. Just did a terrific job. And he added to our program, too, a great passer and a guy that loves to play in big games. So a lot he brought to our program.
Does he have an art for rebounding, also combined with a knack and a nose for the ball?
He's got great hands, and he's got terrific timing, and I think that's important. And he's got a relentless pursuit. of the ball, and it takes those instincts and those abilities to really become one of the better rebounders in the country.
I want to go back to a name that you brought up just a couple of minutes ago, Marcus Cox. He goes from a walk-on to a starter. Did you ever think that you would see that happen?
Well, I tell you what, he's just a great, first of all, great kid. He's a senior. He's an engineering major. He's a great worker. I just love him. He's a battler. And he kept plugging away and got better and better and improved and really found a great niche for himself with this team. We didn't need scoring as much as we've had in the past, so I was able to play him more, and his defensive capabilities are really good, and he brings it every night. So I'm real happy for him. He's been our captain. He and Andrew Gober are our best two captains that we've had, and they do a great job both on and off the court. So I'm real pleased for him to have that kind of senior season that he deserves.
On the flip side, Cox goes from a walk-on to a starter. Then on your senior side, you have Demetrius Young. He goes in transition now. He goes from a starter to a sixth man. I guess it's a role that he accepted and excelled in as well.
He was tremendous in his role. It was an adjustment for him at first. He started every game last year. But really, his playing starter minutes now, he comes in the game as soon as I can get him in. He leads our league in field goal percentage in both in-conference and out-of-conference play. He's just been outstanding. He comes to practice every day. He has an urgency. It's his senior year to make something special happen here. And just, couldn't be more pleased for him and for the way he approached this season and for his attitude. And he's really helped us win a lot of basketball games.
Steve, a lot of the attitude on the court in practice translates into the game. Can you look back now and say we had some great practices that did lead to some great games the next day or so after those practices?
Yeah, you know what? This team really comes, and they bring it in practice. They've done a pretty good job for a young group and a first go-round group because we have 11 guys that didn't play last year in the program. And they bought into the hard work. They started early this summer, and they worked through 2 summer sessions, and they really brought into that togetherness and that chemistry, and, it doesn't matter. We're playing for the front of the jersey, Stony Brook University.
At what part of the game did you get most surprised by that? You didn't think, you said, before the season, you go, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. But then all of a sudden the season goes on and you say, wow, we were able to do that. What was it?
Early on in the season, we showed flashes of being real gritty and tough. I was afraid about our toughness coming into the season because you have to tough out wins at times. And Marcus Cox added a lot, but our 3 freshmen really surprised me that they were able to perform at a high level all season long. They never hit that wall that I was kind of waiting for them. And we also had a 4th freshman, Danny Carter, who got injured a little bit and sick late in the season, but he too was part of that mix. Really brought a toughness to us, and that translated into the defensive end of the floor. And we showed signs, of really being a great defensive team. Like, teams struggle to score against us. And we also, for a team that doesn't trap or change up defenses very often, we led the league in steals. So guys were really doing their roles and doing what they needed to do on that end of the floor. And we really put a huge emphasis in that and got better and better at it.
An incredible turnaround from where it was when you came into the program to where you are right now. You've got to take a little bit of credit, and you probably won't, but if you had to, if push comes to shove, where are you taking the credit for this turnaround?
Yeah, I'm not. My assistant coaches have done a great job. Jay Young's been with me for 4 years, Dan Ricard, Lamar Chapman. Now I have Ricky Lucas on my staff, and I have a great administration. Jim Fiore's been patient. We got new facilities, which helped us a great deal. We got new locker room. We got new film area. We watched more film this year. We did more things together because we had the facilities and the space. The community came out. The band is awesome, and they really brought something to our environment in Pritchard Gym. And, the students. And those are the things. Coaches get way too much credit and take way too much blame. I really believe. I think it's a group effort, and at a place like Stony Brook where we haven't had much success, Division III, Division II, and in Division I, you need everyone to really do it, from the sports information people to, the people that take care of our gym, to the people that wash our uniforms and do a great job in the equipment room, and to our academic advisor, Courtney, and our strength and conditioning guy, Dave Van Dyke, does an awesome job. So it really is everybody. And then we got the players that really bought into it and were tough enough to execute what we needed them to do. So, I can't take any credit for it. It's been a lot of people doing a lot of things for a long time. And, we've turned this around quickly, even though people don't realize that. 4 years, and we took over tough with probation. And to get through those times, we had some APR, issues, facilities. We've done a lot in 4 years, and I'm real proud. And I'm real proud as we move forward here. We're going to lose a couple seniors, but the majority of our offense and defense is back. We're going to add a few more pieces, and, you know, I'm excited about the future as we move forward.
You know, you mentioned Ricky Lucas. He was a player under you, and then this year becomes an assistant coach on your staff. How much did he actually help? And was it tough for him at times because now he's trying to, I mean, pretty much hammer the guys. You know, he's got to yell and scream at them a little bit in practice. These are the same guys that were his teammates. Now he's management. Did he blend in well? Did they accept his role?
You know, he really did. He's such a great kid. He's very bright, hardworking. He helped me. He gave me some eyes and ears of a younger person that had been through it. And, you know, he was good to have around for those for a lot of those reasons and a lot of those questions I would ask him. What's college life here? What do we need to do, you know, to get more people in the gym? What, you know, locker room situation, you know, those kind of things that seem like little things, but they're big things. And he helped a lot with camaraderie. He does a great job of blending in with the players because he played for me. He understands why coach is mad. He understands why coach is, you know, not happy at practice. And he's able to translate that message to younger guys. So he really helped us in a lot of ways this year. And we're real excited to have Ricky. And he's taking his master's and, you know, he's continuing his education. And I'm real proud of that. He and Dan Ricard are both Stony Brook graduates, and they're great guys to sell this great university.
On a personal standpoint, from your first year to where we are right now, what have you learned the most about being a head coach on the Division I level? Is there something that you said, all right, I don't know where that's coming from, but now all of a sudden you go, now I know what people like Coach Calhoun was telling me.
Well, I tell you, you know, I called him after his 800th win, Coach Calhoun, and I said, it's amazing. You're able to win 800 games. I know how hard it is to win one basketball game. And you know, what people don't realize, and when I first started here, you don't realize it's a jump shot here, it's a referee's call there, it's a guy sick, it's a guy between winning and losing. And I've really gotten to the point where I want to build a great program. Kids graduate. We got great kids. We got alumni going out into the community. Solomon Bomero's playing for the Harlem Globetrotters. Dre Vanderpool's in grad school. John Henkel is with the police department now. I mean, we got some great kids, and try to build their future, try to make sure they get a diploma, try to work them as hard as you can in basketball to accomplish team success. And, you know, sometimes you're going to get that whistle, and sometimes that jump shot's going to go in, and sometimes it's not. And people get caught up too much into that aspect of the game, who wins and who loses. I want to build a program here where my guys come in and they win. They win. They graduate. They become good fathers. They become good people in community. And this is a great school for that. And I also realize now, 4 years into it, you need everybody. You need everybody. We were a Division III program. School's 50 years old. For 38 years, Division III. We go Division II, and then we go Division I. It's not just the coach that you put in the it's everyone. Everyone has to help. Financial aid, admissions. The president of this university is fantastic. President Kenny is enthusiastic, comes to games, supportive, just tremendous. When I call her, and she understands, and she's tremendous. So you got to have all those things in place, and everyone's got to be working together, because it's not a one-person job. It's a community job. It's a university job. And we're making good things happen. I think people are proud of where the program is, and I'm proud of where it can go also, but I never want to forget those goals. Graduate, make great young men that want to be great parents and great fathers and great teachers and great police officers and those kind of things. And I think that's what we're all about here. And in the meantime, we're going to win some basketball games too.
Well, I know you want to win basketball games, and those numbers are always important, but you're genuinely concerned about what happens after graduation. You don't forget about the guys that played for you and under you.
Oh, I tell you, I can't be 14 out of 15 have graduated since I've been here. I'm proud of that fact. And I try to stay in touch as much as I can. And they know they can call me if they need something. And I'm real proud. I'm real proud. They're doing great things. They're representing Stony Brook University, more importantly, in our basketball program the right way. And, you know, I'm excited. Our seniors this year are all in line to graduate. Mike Tyree's been great. Demetrius Young has been great. Marcus Cox has been great. And all three are going to graduate. They're set to graduate on time. And Andrew Goba is going to be in grad school next year. So we'll have him back for another year. But, you know, they've done great things. And I think that's part of what a coach's, you know, his job is to make sure he develops young players. They don't always understand when you're coaching them and when you're telling them to run faster or rebound more or to play better defense. But our guys that have graduated understand, you know, the lessons you learn on basketball just go right into your life. And adversity comes in life, it comes in basketball too.
You use the word great a lot in describing all the people that run a program. Steve Pikiell, you were great. So was your coaching staff. They were great. You had a great season. Congratulations. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
All right, that's Steve Pikiell, men's basketball coach here at Stony Brook University. That'll wrap up this edition of the Stony Brook Sports Report. We'll see you all again next time.